perspective, then yeah, but I don't
He's
know.
the Joker to the Batman. But folks, you have no idea what we were talking about. That's too damn bad. Because here we are in Game 5, the ace match, the finals of the ZOTAC Europe Cup, €100 on the line. And man, if these guys had a long road to get here, Zeph.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see if they can bring it home. Who's it going to be? Down in the left-hand corner, we have CMStorm.Polt.
And his opponent arguing about balance right now. He's red, he's playing for Acer, it is Nerchio. And it's just funny, I would take a moment to laugh at that last team. I wasn't really reading what they were saying, so I don't know, but I can't split. Man, Banelings for the longest time, right? Just saying. Again, nothing against Nerchio. I actually really do enjoy him as a player. He's one of the better, as I've talked about, I said it a million times and I'll say it again, he's one of the better European Zerg players there are.
Yeah, certainly. And it does actually speak volumes when a player of Nerchio's caliber is struggling against the might of Green Terrans such as Polt. So he's really going to have to bring his A game out here in the last game.
Well, we talk about struggling, but again, I mean, it's a 2-2 series. These guys have been evenly matched statistically up to this point. And Polt, I mean, it's one thing to be known for winning a DreamHack, it's another for being a GSL superstar. So Nerchio has definitely been, I don't know, I don't even feel fair or right calling him the underdog in this series, but kind of is.
Yeah, definitely. It's just, I think one of the things that plays into this matchup a lot is that it's so hard to kill Terran right now, and we saw that in the last game. I mean, Polt was backed up into his main with like, how many ultras? 8,
Oh my
9
god,
ultras on his front door?
I thought the game was going to end right there. Dead serious. Yeah. I was ready to be like, okay, GG, it's over.
Exactly, and it didn't happen, so that's what I mean by struggling. Nerchio has the skills, but Polt just clings to life, so much so that he can bring it back in those terrible situations.
Nerchio has the skills, but Polt's mules pay the bills. We get a Reaper opening. Now, it's funny that he goes back to this because, again, Polt's 2 games that he won were the 2 games he went very greedy, CC first, you know, get the 3 CC, get your economy roaring. And the 2 games that he lost, and lost distinctively, I might add, were the ones where he opened Reaper.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see how it works out in this game. I mean, he can't really go CC first on this map, I don't feel, because it is quite a ballsy move. The rush distance isn't that long. So yeah, but we'll have that first Reaper heading across the map, and the drone once again is already looking for that bunker placement.
Yeah, but there's not even an SCV coming with this time. It's going to be 2 Reapers, and Polt may even go up to 3, but I don't think this will be too dedicated. Without that bunker to hide in, I mean, you can't really afford to put that many Reapers on the field. In fact, 3 even to me sounds a little absurd, so probably we'll stick to 2.
Yeah, 2 is the standard number, and after what happened last time he made more than 2 Reapers, I think he's learned his lesson. He won't be doing that again against Nerchio.
Well, we kind of giggle about too many Reapers, but at the same time, I'm not sure if it was 2-3 weeks ago, Polt took on TLO, went 5 racks Reaper and won. So I mean, they can work. Yeah, they can. Not always though.
It's just getting past the early game stage when they first get speed links. It's hard, but if it's your plan to go 5 racks Reapers, you'll actually have enough Reapers to deal with it anyway, because it's just such a huge map. Yeah, and he's actually doing a really great job against these drones.
Yeah, picking off a little more than he should have. I think 1 drone, 2 Zerglings so far from that 1 Reaper. 2nd Reaper now here, of course. Does have to be careful as it is still low combat strikes, only just now kicking in.
Yep.
Oh, nice extractor denial there out of Nerchio.
Great moves by both players so far with their control. The Queen doing her best to try and zone those Reapers out, but it's so difficult. They're very slippery units.
Yeah, I'm surprised he cancels instead of just letting it complete. I mean, you got a low health drone anyways. You're going to have a second gas sooner or later. It's just nitpicking for me, though. It's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I think, well, he's getting a second Queen anyway, starting to spread that creep, and he should be absolutely fine against the Reaper threat anyway. And once again, Polt sticking to his stock standard play, going for the Hellion follow-up.
You know, it's been such a long time where it used to be, hey, look, it's the Hellion Banshee opening versus Zerg. This is very standard. But now, well, first off, I don't think I've actually cast Hellion Banshee since HOTS came out from anybody, much less Polt. But also, it's like the Reapers have just taken that new role.
Yeah, indeed they have. I
don't know why he's bringing like a diss on 4GG into this.
Wow. Polt's pretty mad though. He's just not getting sucked into it. I think he's just having a bit of fun right now with it.
I know, it's funny too, because so many players do get sucked into it, and they just don't want anything to deal with the way Nerchio talks. And quite frankly, it sounds really cheesy to say it, the mind games can really... I mean, Nerchio's a player who will get under your skin. You let him do that, you'll lose the game, guaranteed.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons it's really good that tournaments have that rule that you can't really talk in the game. At least most of them do, not all. I think...
I don't think any of the weeklies have those. I haven't encountered at least a weekly tournament that's
the
like...
bigger ones, though.
Yeah. This is like, oh, I gotta shut my yap for a possible $100? No thanks, I just won't play in your weekly tournament. But yeah, the big ones like DreamHack and stuff, they're gonna police that sort of thing. But we've got these Reapers and the Hellions outside the base of Polt, or sorry, Nerchio. But I mean, Polt just doesn't have enough to break this. Not with the Spine Crawler there.
Yeah, not quite. He might be able to. No.
Well, he can pick off the Queen, no problem if you wanted. But yeah, the follow behind it, not gonna happen. Not with the Roaches out in the field, or rather on the way.
Yeah, I have to say, Nerchio has this really nicely timed out too. He always has the roaches popping just as this arrives at his base, so he never really has too much trouble dealing with it.
Ooh, Polt maybe not paying a bit of attention, does lose that first Hellion.
And he does, and the units are trying to actually take the engagement, loses a second Hellion. I reckon he should just get out of there at this point.
Well, he's also been picking off Overlords behind us, clearing that attack path, wants to be able to get those medevacs in undetected once he has those drops ready to go.
Yeah, Nerchio seems really content with this roach number. He's just moving across the map, bullying those units off it, hopefully. While he continues to drone, he just spat out another 10 drones going for his lair now, and let's see what Taker's going to go for.
I like his choice to take the close base as well. It's going to be very easy to defend against drops, but the catch is, of course, you can abuse that ledge to drop on the high ground and on the low ground, back and forth to try and dodge the forces of Nerchio. So there's pros and cons to this base. And with Polt being someone who's got a lot of micro and drops, maybe the northern base would have been a better choice.
Yeah, that's true. I guess we'll see how he plays it out. He's got the Hydra Den coming along and an infestation pit. Now, I'll say briefly, I would love to see Swarm Host on this map because there's kind of one way for the units to go, but generally we don't see Zergs favor Swarm Host in this matchup, unfortunately.
Well, Swarm Hosts can be good versus Terran, but it is, of course, very difficult to use them. I mean, the damage from this Locust is akin to that of a Hydralisk, but the Locusts, or sorry, the Swarm Hosts themselves, very vulnerable to something like a drop. You know, you drop 8 Marines on top of Locusts, or sorry, Swarm Hosts who have just sent their Locusts out, they're so vulnerable and so susceptible.
Yeah, that's it. The only real nice thing is that they kind of help you deal with the Widow Mines as well, which we've seen Polt employ several times in his play, and is once again. But yeah, you're right. It's not worth it in this scenario. He is going for the Infestors to help pin down the Bio for his Roach Hydra.
I really don't like the Muscular Augments coming first. I mean, that of course only affects you off of creep, and there's so much creep on the field. I mean, he really should have gone for that +1 range, but we'll have to see if it becomes a big deal. Roaches are not going to be enough to hold this, though. He really needs to get these Infestors out here.
Yeah. He will get the Fungals off. Actually, goes for Infested Terrans instead. He didn't go for the Pathogen Glands upgrade, I don't think. But nonetheless, 10 Roaches just popped, so he will fend that off.
And I want to point out that Queen, despite taking all that fire, did live thanks to a transfusion from the other. So some great control out of Nerchio.
Yeah, this Viking in the top right-hand corner of the map is picking up its 5th kill. There are no Overlords left on the map in the airspace.
And with the Roaches coming out, some creep spread's still going on, but again, the Muscular Augments, they'll be great if Nerchio plans to be super aggressive and is constantly off creep fighting in the middle of the map, but I don't think that's a position he wants to find himself in. I mean, fighting at home, taking out the forces, not, again, like, if he's fighting defensively, then Polt's constantly reinforcing, maybe not a great situation for Nerchio, but having the earlier Infestors, having the Hydras out this early, I don't think a defensive fight would be a bad thing at all.
Yeah, definitely, and Polt is going to come with another punch again. I think he's going to perhaps spread these Widow Mines in a huge line towards that third base so he can just kite back infinitely, and that is so sickening to have to play against as a Zerg player.
Yeah, that's another level of Terran control. There's the Terrans who group out the Widow Mines and just burrow them all, and sometimes it's done out of panic, but, oh, as I'm talking about now, yeah, speaking of the devil, but spreading them out the way he's trying to is just the best way to utilize them, as it makes these Overseers very scared to move forward. Now, Hydra's, of course, actually not outranging thanks to not having those groups fine, taking some hits, losing a couple of them to these Widow Mines, a little unfortunate. More hits going off, more Hydra's going down.
This is actually a super risky position for Nerchio to be attacking into. Polt has the Concave and a ton of Widow Mines.
Nice fungal, actually, on most of that Bio Army. Nerchio will continue to push forward, but I can't stress how silly that was. The Hydras on the front lines like that, the Roaches could have been sacrificed just as easily, but the Hydras are so much more important. And look at this, he has 1 Hydras left now to push with, instead of the 7 that he had before.
Yeah, and he's reinforcing with 9 Hydras as
well.
Oh,
wow, Polt. Lifting off and evacuating immediately. Talk about scared. Justly so, though.
Well.
Oh, supply depot's not raised. Nerchio's just going to push his way into the base. However, coming from behind is Polt's forces that he left outside. Fungal's going down from behind. Nerchio's forces are split so badly in half, though.
Yeah, the reinforcements will not be able to join up with the main army, and Polt actually has a ton of bio left. He just has to take it into his main and clean up the rest of the Roaches, which, by the way, aren't really doing all that much damage. It's just kind of chipping away at half-built buildings. That's really not going to do too much. Big story, though, will be if he can snipe the 3rd with the Hydras.
With the Hydras here should get it. There's no way he can lift off in time and escape, but yeah, as you said, those buildings. Well, actually, you know, the barracks despite being low were actually just cancelled instead of finished up and repaired. Interesting choice. We do have actually tanks arriving on the field now, something we haven't seen for a long time out of most Terran players, much less Polt.
Yeah, I actually really like the addition of the siege tanks here, because on top of the Widowmine splash that he will eventually have once again, he's got the siege tank splash plus healed units. He's going to be so incredibly cost efficient. The only bad thing is that he did lose that 3rd base, and now he has to use his 4th as his new 3rd.
I'm still really curious on his choice to actively cancel those barracks instead of just finishing up to repair them. Could have just been for the minerals. I imagine actually it was definitely for the minerals with how hard pressed he was there for the time being, but both players doing a great job. Nerchio's got this beautiful bank growing for him. I mean, he's not quite near max, yeah, but he's still, I mean, having a big mineral bank as a Zerg player is always a good thing.
Yeah, he's got a pretty nice army together. He's going for another push towards Polt's base, and
it's
he
2-2 versus 2-1. Upgrades so heavily in the favor, plus these Hydras. It's those tanks, though. He just doesn't have a good way to close that gap.
Yeah, these tanks are really the best decision Polt could have made, and he's going to try and chase down some of these units, perhaps.
Oh, but outranging the siege tanks will cost him.
Yeah. These Hydras actually may not make it home if Polt pays a lot of attention to it and really goes for it.
Nerchio, though, expanded like a mother behind this. Does have his 4th and his 5th on the way. I mean, he's going to be so set with his economy, and once he can start affording to throw away these units, he's going to have no problem just kind of running right into the siege tanks. But we actually have a very weird circumvention of the Hydras going all the way around the map right now.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice because the bio is now able to face the Roaches alone.
Ooh,
and the
Overlords. Just free
yeah,
Overlords, but
that.
Alright, now should be able to take on this fight, no problemo. Stimming away, so he tries to save what he can. A couple of Marauders go down, but really does not lose that much.
Retreats back to this fortified position with the siege tanks. Plenty of energy on those orbitals too if he needs more mules. And there they go. He's going to have a huge mineral income. And he did remake those extra barracks too.
I want to put the dick move kind of going on here. I mean, not that it's intentional or anything, but you've got the debris, which is already a pain in the ass, on top of the creep field coming out of Nerchio here at the sort of island base, I guess you call it, of Polt. Just a little mean.
I didn't notice that. That's pretty clever. I don't think I've actually seen a Terran take that until much later, though.
Holy moly, look at that tank spread, though. That is so sexy to look at. I don't care what race you are. That is so well done.
And while Nerchio's army is all the way out here, Drop is going to go and head into the main. 2 Spore Crawls will meet that medevac, though, but he does unload on the edge first.
Oh, so much effort going into dodging those wood mines on the front lines. He's forgotten to pay attention at home.
Yeah, as the Spore Crawlers are going to go down, it looks like Nerchio really wants to make something happen here into this tank line, but I don't think that would be a very wise idea at all.
No, not with the wood mines. He will try. He's got some blinding clouds he can use, which would be great for moving forward into the tanks, but the spread from Polt a little too good. Lots of damage being done, though. Both players losing a lot, but the reinforcements plus the home field advantage here for Polt going to play heavy factor. Nice Fungals, beautiful blinding clouds continuing behind this, but all the Hydras have been killed at this point. 21 more.
Can actually pick up from here and move across the map. There's not that much out for Nerchio. He's got 12 versus 21 Hydras reinforcing, but the Drop is still alive too. 2
relatively high energy infestors get picked up by that too, along with all the Vipers. Not too good here for Nerchio. He needs these magic, or whatever you want to call them, caster units so badly.
Yeah, he's got another 3 infestors on the way as well as a Viper, and Polt is actually going to go for the push. He's got 5 tanks with this. His bio as well 2-2 upgrades now to match Nerchio. He needs to get the right position though.
Oh, nice blinding clouds once again will nullify about half of those tanks. The bio army getting crumpled by the Hydras, but once the blinding cloud wears off, these Hydras are going to get shredded by the tanks.
Really nice. Wears off just in time to deter the rest of that Hydralisk force, and now Polt can try and leapfrog forward even more with those if he wants.
This is really not good. This one Marauder has slowly been chipped away at the spawning pool. If he gets the spawning pool, Nerchio right now making 44 Zerglings. I mean, these are kind of your go-to reinforcement, quick, easy units. If he can't make those, he might not be able to deal with later on, but oh my god. Spawning pool actually not getting focused. Ah, it lives with 30 health.
Oh my gosh, so much tearing everywhere. I'm not sure if Nerchio's going to be able to deal with this.
Yeah, Blinding Cloud's going down almost out of desperation, it looks like. Doesn't land on anything. Infested Terrans going down on top of the tanks. A good couple fungals, but these tanks, they're spread so nicely. Nerchio can just not push into this.
Yeah, Polt's army actually getting spread a bit thin there, but the reinforcements come in. Will it be enough to clean up the rest of Nerchio's force? It looks like it will with the splash damage.
And again, those Vipers just being kind of wasted here by Nerchio. He needs to retain them. If he can't use the Blinding Cloud, somebody ducks anything. But I mean, he's had some really good engagements. I can't take it away from Nerchio. The Blinding Clouds have actually won him a lot of these fights.
The spawning pool did live, by the way, on like 10 HP. It has regened a little bit now. But I suppose that's one saving grace for Nerchio. However, this base is under siege, and he's going to be knocked back to even bases with the Terran once again.
Yeah, Polt with this many orbitals on the field, starting to build those spare ones as Terran players do, will begin to eventually start throwing away SCVs and just have a massive, massive army lead.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I also really like how cautious Polt's being. He didn't move up for the longest time, only just moving up now with this massive tanks, extra bio, and Widow Mines. I'm not sure Nerchio has an answer.
Well, Nerchio is actually going for a bit of a run-by behind this, going to try and cause a little bit of panic back at home, but will it be enough? Oh, he might actually pick off. He will pick off a couple tanks here.
Sure will, but some Marines come to their aid a little bit too late, but they will be able to take out some of those Lings and then head into the 4th base and help out there where a command center has just lost all of its little workers.
Oh, but Nerchio still with more Zerglings here in the natural, doing quite a bit of damage behind enemy lines, but again, Polt not too shaken by this. Has still slowly been leapfrogging his tanks forward.
Yeah, he can do as much damage as he wants back at Polt's base, but if he doesn't deal with this big push, he will die. There are ultras out now. He has managed to get a few.
Oh, but the ultras don't have chitinous plating. He can't really push into the tanks without that chitinous plating plus 3 armor. Also, near complete, but a little bit too early of a push command on Nerchio. Oh, if he just waited a couple seconds, that plus 3 would have kicked in. He's going to take out a lot of the tanks to the front lines, but the ultras are now gone. No Zerglings left either. And Nerchio finding himself well without an army. Yeah,
he almost cleans that push up, but the reinforcements are far too much, and Polt looks like he's gonna bring it home here, taking the $100 prize. Does Nerchio have a last minute answer?
Oh man, Nerchio a little upset there at the end with that leave. But Polt, as you said, does take everything home, so congratulations to Polt for winning the ZOTAC Cup.